Time is just gone 11 minutes past 9 as we continue with our broadcast this morning on News and Views, the second half of the show coming up. So if you have just tuned in, whether you are listening to us on the various platforms of Salam Media or you are viewing us this morning, we welcome you to the show. And still to come on the show this morning, next up, we will be focusing on nearly 80 primary school girls who are believed to be poisoned in Afghanistan. We will be linking up with Mohammad Hadees Pardes, who is an Afghan journalist based in Islamabad, and also taking a look at Ethiopia, the problems in Ethiopia. A mosque apparently has been taken down in Ethiopia. We will be joined by Aisha Keji this morning just to provide us with an overview on what is playing out in Ethiopia and also our feature during the Hajj and in the build up to the Hajj. And this morning, our very first guest out of Makkah this morning, talking about the spirituality of Hajj, our Hajj Diaries 2023. And this morning we will be talking with Maulana Ahmed Tahir Muhammad live out of Makkatul Mukarramah this morning. And that will take place towards the end of the show. But right now we are going across to Islamabad in Pakistan to look at this sad development where 80 primary school girls are believed to have been poisoned in Afghanistan. Mohammad Hadees Pardes, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you for having me. It's a great honor, and yeah, I'm at your disposal.
This report that has come out with regard to 80 schoolgirls who were poisoned and hospitalized, and I believe they were in two separate attacks at their primary schools in northern Afghanistan. What do we know about this incident?
Yeah, sadly, students, school student, they were poisoned, and till now that I'm speaking with you, I try my best to reach out to my local sources that why and how the incident happened. But unfortunately, reaching out and gaining information from the ground, it's a bit difficult and due to the imposing restriction. But yeah, what we know, 18 schoolgirls, which were from 1 to 6 grade, they were poisoned. But Alhamdulillah, right now they are all fine. Some of them they are still hospitalized, and vast majority of them they are fine, Alhamdulillah. And regarding, I have tried to reach out to some local represent or local sources. The incident, I mean, before the incident happening, there was suspicious. Some groups were seen in the area, but no details come out till now. But yeah, I can say this is a worrying sign. And unfortunately, after Taliban sweep to the Taliban, this is the first incident like I mean poisoning this big number of school students. And you are all aware what's happening with the remaining girls and students from 6 to 12. They have bound, and all that situation is also annoying.
How much merit is there in some of the reports that are coming out? And we see this coming through from the Western media in particular, talking about these incidents. And one report talks about the kind of assault that there's the first time it's happened, as you pointed out, since the Taliban came into power in 2021. But is there any link between the poisoning of these girls and the crackdown on women and the banning of girls' education from sixth grade upwards?
Look, Inayat, unfortunately, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, the ground reality in the situation for the recent restriction which were imposed by the de facto authorities in Afghanistan, specifically for women, it is totally annoying, and it is almost 2 years they are not going to school. And however, the Taliban, they keep promising that they are trying their best to provide or provide access to the girls from grade 6 to 12. But unfortunately, the ground reality, it seems something else. And now there is an incident. I mean, in the general perception, the people believe that even the little the teenage girls, which they are right now going to school from grade 1 to grade 6. So even like these kind of incidents, that is shocking, because the from grade 6 to grade 12, they are not already going to school, but those who are going to school, and like these kind of such incident, that is really shocking and annoying the people. And I don't know how it has been 2 days that this incident happened in the northern Afghanistan, but I didn't hear any kind of a solid answer from the Taliban de facto authorities that why this incident happened. And obviously, the people will link this incident with the ban of schools for girls, and it is annoying, unfortunately.
Yes. Now we've learned that the department's investigation is still ongoing, but there are also reports coming out about initial inquiries showing that someone who had a grudge may have paid a third party to carry out these attacks.
Yeah, true. You're right. I also hear. I mean, now the problem is. I mean, the Afghan people, they don't care who did this, but yeah, the incident happened, and obviously the negative result, it's coming in the media across the world, covering that this incident happened, and obviously it has its negative impact on general perception. And also, I mean, yeah, that is a sad fact that, however, the people were expecting the Taliban may have a or find a way or solution for grade 6 to grade 12 and for the girls. But now this kind of incident, if it continues, so obviously, I mean, that is another, I can name it a tragedy, and that would be another big obstacle against the women and girls education in Afghanistan, unfortunately.
Yes, and also I think another important factor here is it's interesting to see how the world media latches on to the story, and to the extent that they are now looking at Iran, for instance, which is a neighbor to Afghanistan, and we know that there have been a whole wave of poisonings that have taken place in schools, and this goes back to last year, November, and where many students were actually. Felt sick as a result of some sort of poisoning, but that was chemical poisoning. But you get a world media that latches onto this, and they try to find some sort of a link between what has been playing out in Iran and also in Afghanistan.
Unfortunately, this phenomena, it's not basically from inside Afghanistan. It is driven from the neighboring countries, because that's why I'm saying it's the first time after Taliban sweeping power. So this kind of incident is happening. Look, regarding to coverage of international media, honestly speaking, one point I must say that after sweeping of power by Taliban in Kabul, so I can say and I can claim the international media forget Afghanistan. We have been keep saying that put pressure on Taliban to open the schools for the girls, but unfortunately, even for me as a journalist, I have tried my best to be the voice of voiceless, but the international media not caring about it, not have showing interest. But I mean, yeah, this kind of incident, yeah, I have been also following the news outlets and entities. They are, and in a broader, they are covering this incident, and they are now talking about these kind of. But in summary, I can say that for international media outlets, if they can help us, the Afghans, to kind of put pressure on de facto authorities to have or to find a solution for the girls who are now banned from the schools, and they are in difficult situation, and that is not a privilege, that is their right. And I don't know why. I mean, why the Taliban there keep saying that we are trying to provide a good environment in these kind of, but now it seems that is all false, and it requires a holistic approach from international community, from international media, to put pressure on Taliban to find a way or solution for this problem.
Yes, just looking at the Taliban in itself and looking at the motivation for not allowing girls from grade six upwards and also universities as well. Is there a lack of political will to do something about it, or are they just adopting a hardline attitude and saying that's it, no schooling for girls from grade six upwards and university education?
I think both of them, because even inside in Taliban, some of their higher-ranking officials, they are saying yes. I mean, according to Islamic rules and regulation, and Islam also emphasized to education of women, and but I don't know, even up to level of ministers, they keep seeing this kind of things. But now at the end of the day, they are not allowing the girls for the schools. I mean, the problem might be, as a point of me as a journalist, it might be one reason might be putting pressure on international community to kind of accepting their will, and kind of, I mean, have something for bargaining. If this is true, it is really, I mean, I don't know how the Taliban, they are banning schools for kind of have a leverage in the international community. That is totally annoying and destructive manner for Afghan people, because it has been 2 years that they are not going to school, and you can imagine how the loss and how the suffering, I mean. Yeah, and the second reason might be there are some kind of hardliners, and they are not allowing, which are powerful inside the Taliban. They keep saying we don't want, I mean, the girls and the women education, and they're powerful. And it seems that, but it has been 2 years that they are, I mean, imposing their will. And the third and the last reason, as I mentioned earlier, unfortunately, the international community has also not helped us as much as we, I mean, as the problem is the bigger problem, and they're not putting pressure on the international, on the Taliban, to have kind of a solid or solution for this problem. So these all problems come together, and now only the innocent and the very innocent Afghan girl, they are suffering from these kind of, I mean, dirty politic games. And I don't know till how this I mean, this suffering and this situation will continue. Yeah.
Well, Mohammed Hadis, we will definitely will follow up on the developments, and hopefully, at some point in time, we will get to the bottom of the poisoning as to what happened, how it happened, why it happened, and we definitely will do a follow up to get to the bottom of this, and hopefully that will come out with the investigation. But for now, we thank you. We do appreciate you taking time out and talking to us this morning right here on Salam Media.
Thank you very much, Anayat, for having me. Thank you very
Sa-
much.
Salamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Mohammad Hadees Pardes joining us, a journalist from Afghanistan out of Islamabad in Pakistan this morning against the background of the poisoning of 80 girls at primary school level in Afghanistan. The time is just gone 9:25. We're going to go for a break. We come back. We'll be joined by Aisha Keji. We will be focusing on Ethiopia.